And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch it live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Monday. We got NBA playoffs again today. Two great games. I believe they're both game fours. Pivotal games in these series. So we'll be previewing those games, breaking them down, and doing our moneymaker for tonight's action. We'll break down the NBA games from last night. The Suns sweeping the Nuggets. Jokic getting ejected. The MVP gets ejected in a winner go home game 4. What are we doing out here? So we'll break down those games, talk about them. And then we are 100% finally getting to the NFC Championship game of 2010, where Aaron Rodgers barely beat a struggling Chicago Bears team. So we'll see if he deserves credit for that performance. We'll watch the tape, we'll look at the stats, and we'll break it all down. So we got a great show for you guys today. So let's just jump right into it with the stories of the day. And the first one up, let's start talking about some Dolphins news out here. Super excited for their season. I think we're on the cusp of greatness, and I'm believing in Brian Flores. But let's see what we're getting out here. Dolphins wide receiver Will Fuller on teaming with Jalen Waddle. Quote, "It's going to be fun." Yes, absolutely. We're going to be talking about speed in this article, but we get Jalen Waddle. We still have Devontae Parker, who I am still a believer in. He just needs to stay healthy. Nice, tall, deep threat wide receiver who will go up and get the ball, folks. He can be, a one-on-one receiver, just has to stay healthy. So we've got kind of that one-on-one, 50-50 ball, go up and get it winner in Devontae Parker. We bring in Will Fuller this offseason on just a one-year deal. He is suspended for the first 2 games as well. Not the greatest, serving a 6-game suspension. 4 from last season, has to finish it up this season as well. So not the greatest to come off the bat, but then we get Jalen Waddle in the draft. Not my number 1 receiver, but still number 2 on our big board, looking real great out there. Jalen Waddle, the fast, shifty receiver who obviously Tua has teamed up with in the past. So this offense can truly get it done. Oh, and I forget, Mike Gesicki. Yes, sir. Come on, respect this man as top. I don't know if I could put him in top 5 tight ends just right now, because obviously we got Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Darren Waller, Evan Ingram. Do I put Evan Ingram above him? Yeah, probably. So maybe we can squeeze Gesicki. Am I missing any tight ends? Kyle Pitts already, even though he hasn't played a snap, he's got to be top 5. So maybe top 7 tight ends in this league, but still can definitely get it done. So I'm loving this Dolphins offense. We are big believers in Tua. The man can get it done. We saw great things year 1. He's leading the team. He can just kind of, lead the team to wins. That's the biggest thing. Can you win? You don't have to be fantastic. You don't have to be Aaron Rodgers. You don't have to be Tom Brady, but can you do just enough in your first season when you kind of got a later start than everybody else with no off season? Can you just be the game manager and start winning games? And that's exactly what he was doing out there. So we love his accuracy. He's improving this off season. Everybody's been raving about how great he's looking. So we're definitely all in on Tua. And we're not these people out here saying that Tua's trash and doesn't deserve to be in the league and can't play in the league. Nothing like that. We are big, firm believers in the man. But let's get to this article right here. Why does Will Fuller think this team is going to be fun? So here we go. Though the Dolphins tandem is sure to garner the most recognition in South Florida, Fuller maintains that speed abounds besides them, and it should all add up to some entertaining showings for what portends to be a more vertical and high-octane offense. I truly hope so, because I don't know what Chan Gailey was thinking last season. It was truly lackluster, the plays he was calling. But that's what you get when you stick a 90-year-old man in the box and, having him call plays for this team. I never understood the hire. I had to suffer through it. I think that one just kind of slipped by Brian Flores. I think that was the only bad decision Brian Flores has ever made in his coaching career, was taking Chan Gailey as our offensive coordinator. I truly don't get that. The man never had success ever in this league. But all right, we'll give him one free pass, and I don't want to see another blunder. And I don't think we got it this season. We have 2 co-offensive coordinators, so we'll see how that works out. That doesn't really happen too often, but we'll see. Once again, we believe in Brian Flores. But quote here by Jalen Waddle, quote, "You can't teach speed, and we do have that on this team. Not just me and Waddle. There are other players with speed too. It's going to be fun. We're going to do what the coaches ask of us, and we're just going to be playing fast, and we're going to be making stuff happen." So absolutely fantastic there. And when we look at this Dolphins roster, of course they've got speed. I mean, like we said, Will Fuller. I mean, when you look up his stats, folks, they have their nicknames in parentheses, and his nickname is Flash, folks. Do y'all know who Flash is? The superhero? Come on, speed. You can't even see him, he's so fast. So Will Fuller is Flash out here. Fantastic season last season. We got Jalen Waddle, who, I mean, that's why we drafted him. A nice, fast slot wide receiver. And then we got Jakeem Grant, who is also very speedy. Potential comp, if you want to compare him to somebody. Tyreek Hill-esque. Obviously not as fast and definitely will not go up and catch the ball like Tyreek Hill. But just kind of that same kind of size and speed. Obviously, like we said, not as fast and not as great catching the ball. But it's still some solid speed. Tyreek Hill's the fastest wide receiver in the league, folks. So, and the best. I'd probably put him top 2. He's fantastic. We're all about Tyreek Hill. But yeah, we got absolutely great speed on this team. And when we look at, what these players did last season, Will Fuller, folks, he only played 11 games because he got suspended for the rest of the season. But just in those 11 games, folks, 879 yards receiving. That's absolutely fantastic. He definitely would have broken that 1,000-yard receiving season that you want to see with your wide receivers if he played every single game. So fantastic there. He still had 8 touchdowns, 16.6 yards per reception. Him and Deshaun Watson, because that's where he came from, the Houston Texans, they have found the hookup, and we know Deshaun Watson's got the deep ball. We think Tua, we actually know Tua. I mean, we saw the deep ball last year. Unfortunately, it was Jakeem Grant who beefed the catch. It was a fantastically thrown ball for like 45, 50 yards, and Jakeem Grant, that's why we're saying he's definitely not Tyreek Hill-esque, because Tyreek Hill would have caught that pass. But Will Fuller out here with Deshaun Watson, the big arm. Tua should have that big arm coming into year 2, so just watch out for all the sparks to fly. And not only did this man have an absolutely great year for only 11 games, he had 70% catch percentage, folks. That is absolutely fantastic. Exactly where we want you to be. High 60s to mid 70s. And this man's at, did I say 70? I meant 79. 79.9, 80%, folks. That is absolute. Oh, no. All right, here. I mixed up the numbers. It is 70. All right. Still solid, though, with the 70% catch percentage. So, I mean, absolutely great season by Will Fuller last year. We could definitely, buy into this team. Let's see, Devontae Parker, what did he do last year? I know he didn't play every game, little injury here, and he had 793 yards. So we've still got some nice playmakers on this team, 6'3" Devontae Parker, and all the speed that we just listed. So we're feeling real good as Dolphins fans. Cannot wait to see what this team does and how Tua, progresses in year 2 with all these kind of solid weapons around him. He's got the weapons, tall, fast. What more do you need? So it's definitely a sink or swim season this year for Tua, and we believe he can get it done. All right, let's just finish off with this last quote right here. And after a myriad injuries slowed him in the past seasons and the suspension that stopped last year, Fuller's grateful for the opportunity presented him by Miami and aiming to make it count. Quote, "This was my first free agency, so I just took it as I wanted to go to a team that wanted me. The Dolphins showed the most interest. That's why I chose the Dolphins. And of course, I knew we have a great team here and we could do great things. Ever since I've been here, it's been great. I love the culture here." Oh, I love hearing that. Loving the culture. And that's all Brian Flores, baby. We've had trash after trash. Joe Philbin, Adam Gase, absolutely garbage. And now Brian Flores is coming in here, setting the culture right. And that's why I believe everything that this man does, because he has not steered us wrong these last 2 years. Going into year 3, I cannot wait. All right, so back to the quote here. I love the culture here. It's just been easy to be here. Like I said, I've been in the building as much as I can. I enjoy being here. I'm happy the Dolphins took a chance on me. So, hey, if your players are happy, that's going to definitely result into action, into playmaking on the field, looking good, feeling good, living good, playing good. So, Love it here in Miami in big things this season. Tough division with the Patriots getting kind of their defense back and their offense a little bit better. The Bills, the new kind of juggernaut in the AFC East. So the Dolphins have their work cut out for them, but I believe they're up for the task here offensively, defensively, coaching staff-wise. We're definitely all about this team. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. We're going to be talking about the Broncos. Von Miller is ignoring quarterback rumors in Denver. Quote, we've got Drew Lock. Now, he's talking about the rumors of Deshaun Watson being traded to the Broncos. We talked about it last week on the show that I forgot which player it was, but saying that, Deshaun Watson told him he wants to be a Denver Bronco, and we know Deshaun Watson does not want to play for the Texans anymore. So, Von Miller, he's ignoring these quarterback rumors. So let's see what we get in this article. Let's see what this man is saying, and let's see what we get. So here we go. Von Miller has heard the Aaron Rodgers rumors that endure in Denver. Quote, it's crazy to think about, getting an Aaron Rodgers. You put him on any team in this league and he changes that team. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I know we clown on him for his kind of, personality, off-field antics, but we're not doubting what he does on the field, folks. He does get it done. He's, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He just doesn't win the big game. Unfortunate there. And I know it's a team effort and all that, but at the end of the day, you have to go and make the plays, and he hasn't really been doing that in the biggest games. But any team he goes on, I mean, you're getting a great passer. You're getting an accurate, down the field, MVP caliber, first ballot Hall of Fame passer on your team. And, he's definitely top 5 quarterbacks. You could put up top 3 quarterbacks in this league right now if you want, and I would have no problem with that. So, yeah, obviously any team would love to have Aaron Rodgers as a pure passer. Now, how does he rub the team? Probably the wrong way a little bit, but, it comes with the territory, unfortunately. So, Von Miller obviously would love to have him, but he's not getting caught up in it. Let's keep going on with this article right here. The star pass rusher won't let himself get too worked up. The possibility of Denver trading for Rodgers or Deshaun Watson, who was recently linked to the Broncos again by Miller's teammates Kareem Jackson. Oh, we just I think I mixed that up a little bit. I think I was talking about Deshaun Watson a little bit. So he's hearing both rumors here of Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson potentially being, a Denver Bronco. There's no, Teddy Bridgewater seeming to be kind of the first quarterback one so far for this team, but obviously you're taking Aaron Rodgers and obviously you're taking Deshaun Watson over Teddy Bridgewater, and that's not a knock on Teddy Bridgewater. It's just, we're talking top 5 talent in the league, folks. I love Teddy Bridgewater, don't get me wrong, but top 10, maybe number 10, possibly even top 15 if we have to move it back. He's able to win you games in this league, but you need a lot of help offensively and defensively around him. He's not, Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers who can just make it work by himself. So I'm not knocking Teddy Bridgewater here, and I still want to see him be a starter somewhere. But if the Denver Broncos are looking for a quarterback, there's 2 great ones unhappy with their situations. Quote here by Von Miller, quote, if you get too emotionally involved in those guys and then it doesn't happen, now you got Drew Lock over here looking like, what about now? Y'all were so happy about, having him, and now you're kind of stuck with little old me over here. So, you're lowering Drew Lock's confidence level. He's like, y'all didn't even want to play with me, and now you have him kind of trying to live up to what Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson do. But Drew Lock, I don't want to say this, but Drew Lock will never ever be mentioned in the same breath of Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, and it's unfortunate, but talent is talent, and Drew Lock does not have that talent of those great elite passers in this league. Aaron Rodgers proven over his career, where Deshaun Watson, we just see it right from the get-go. Year 1, year 2, fantastic passer, where Drew Lock is over here barely able to win games, barely able to stop throwing interceptions, and not scoring until late in the game when the game's already over. It's unfortunate. But back to the quote here. So you don't want to get too emotionally attached to these rumors. And I think that's the perfect attitude with Von Miller here. You kind of keep it to yourself. You keep the excitement to yourself. You go to Drew Lock and be like, no, I don't care about them. We wouldn't even be that much better. We might be a slim better, but we're rocking with you. You know the offense. Let's go get it done. You're building up what you've got on your team already. You're not looking for outside talent that may or may not be available to your team. Because, with Deshaun Watson season. He's still under contract, and the Texans don't have any really interest in trading him. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. He's under contract, so it would kind of take a little bit of a miracle for those two quarterbacks to get off their current teams, so you can't really be looking into that situation too much, and he puts it perfectly right here, Von Miller. You can't get too emotionally involved in those guys, because if it doesn't happen, you're making your own quarterbacks look bad. But back to the article here. Not only is Miller not concerning himself with the rumors, but he also backed up the case for incumbent Drew Lock being the answer in Denver. And we hear this all the time. I mean, like, everybody else is kind of going with Teddy Bridgewater. We just, which wide receiver was it? Darn it! We were looking at the training camp footage, and it was Teddy Bridgewater that was throwing those absolutely beautiful passes down the field deep and on the sideline. Kind of finesse play there. So we're seeing and hearing it's kind of Teddy Bridgewater, but Von Miller. This is like the second time we've talked about him doubling down on it's like Drew Lock is gonna be their starting quarterback, which I'm not totally sure on. But let's get it right here. Quote. You start thinking, oh, we're not going to get Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson. But hold on, wait a minute. We've got Drew Lock. That's who we're running with. That's who we're going into the season with until anything changes. So Von Miller still, endorsing his quarterback here, not looking to move off of him. But you better get ready for when Teddy Bridgewater is your starting guy there. So that's where we're at with the Denver Broncos. A lot of excitement probably going around that organization. A lot of buzz with these potential stars wanting to play. I mean, that's the first kind of step to get a great player on your team. They want to play for your team. It's not like this Lions team where they're like, oh my God, we could get them because potentially they could be available. But at the same time, Aaron Rodgers is looking at Detroit as an instant no. And Deshaun Watson's like, the only way I'll play for Detroit if my NFL career goes to absolute hell because of these lawsuits and I have to kind of work my way back into this league, I'll have to go play for the Lions. But so there's a potential spot here for these great, fantastic quarterbacks to play in Denver, but like we said, they are kind of under contract with their current teams, and nobody's trying to get too emotionally attached to those great big names. All right, let's keep moving on here. We're going to Cleveland, folks, and we do have to start talking about this team as a legit contender in the AFC. This AFC is absolutely packed, folks. Ravens, Titans, Chiefs, Bills, potentially the Dolphins, the mother-loving Colts, and the Browns that just kind of went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs last year in the playoffs. So this is what we get here. Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. quote, he's looking amazing in rehab from knee surgery. So OBJ coming off that ACL tear, truly unfortunate there. But Jarvis Landry says, hey, he's looking real good. And, this is a little interesting here because, OBJ does have some injury history. In 2017, only played 4 games because he injured his ankle, fractured his ankle, and was out for the rest of the season. Now, what did he do after that season, the comeback season? Well, he only played 12 games, but he put up 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. So he was able to kind of take that injury season, have a comeback season, and be back to that 1,000-yard wide receiver. So that gives a lot of hope and promise to what he can kind of do coming back. Now, the injury is a little bit more severe, torn ACL over kind of, a fractured ankle. But, it's still there. He was able to come back from that injury. So we'll see what he's able to do this year. But Jarvis Landry is saying he's looking absolutely great out here. So let's see what we get in this article, and let's see what Jarvis Landry is fully saying. All right, so OBJ tore his ACL in Week 7 last season on a first-quarter interception by Baker Mayfield. How unfortunate is that? That's like insult to injury right there, literally. I'm going to go for this ball, but it's so poorly thrown, it's actually picked off, and I get injured? Damn, Baker, come on. Since the football world has seen few glimpses of OBJ. However, the best friend of the star receiver, Jarvis Landry, has viewed firsthand how Beckham's rehab is going. Beckham participated in Landry's charity softball event over the weekend. Landry told reporters that during off-season workouts, his teammates had looked back to his old self following knee surgery. Quote, man, he looked amazing. I can't wait for you guys to see him. I can't wait for him to get back out there. He's in fantastic shape, and he's ready to go. He's only, 6.5 months beyond surgery? and he's already doing some things that will blow your mind. Hey, that's kind of, great there. Absolutely what you want to hear. Now, do we have to take this kind of, first-hand anecdote with a little bit of grain of salt? Yeah, I mean, this is his best friend, teammate. I mean, you're not going to clown on your own teammates, just like, Von Miller's not clowning on Drew Lock and kind of being like, oh my God, I can't wait if we get Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson. He's like, no, we're still rocking with, little old Lock over here. So you're not going to clown your own teammates. You're not going to say, oh my God, Jarvis or OBJ is looking absolutely awful out there. I'm going to be wide receiver number 1, and I don't even know if he's going to be able to play again. You're never going to say that. So yeah, we do have to take this with a little bit of grain of salt, but hey, he's hyping him up, and it's kind of getting us hyped about it, so we'll take it. All right, what else do we get here in this article? Beckham has periodically posted videos on social media of himself running and working out. None of them have given a deep look into how the 28-year-old's rehab has progressed. Landry said OBJ looked great when they worked out together on the gridiron this offseason. Quote, he ran a post route sticking off the same injured leg and exploding out of it. Then going up, jumping off that same leg and making a catch, doing his thing. I reach back like 1-3. What he does with the one hand. I reach back like 1-3, folks. There it is. Quote, you sit back and you're like, wait, he's even better than he was last year? Oh, whoa, that's pretty gosh darn good. Once again, man, hyping this man up, saying that he's looking absolutely amazing, but also saying he's looking better than he did before the injury, which is probably a lie, but hey, we'll buy into the hype for now. Obviously, we've got, 2.5 months until the NFL thick of it starts to really get into it. So, hey, I'll buy this hype. And if OBJ can come back from his 2017 injury, I've got no doubt that he can come back from this ACL tear. So let's go get it, Browns. Let's go kind of make this next leap. Baker, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, T. Higgins, Austin Hooper. Let's go get it done. And let's have a great season out there. So OBJ, he's, quote, looked amazing, according to Jarvis Landry. So we'll buy into the hype for now, and we'll see how he's looking when we get our first kind of glimpse of him whenever he's back out working out with the team. All right, now let's keep going on here. Going back to the Bucs now, and once again, yes, they've signed all 22 of their starters from last season back to this year. Everybody's ready to rock, but nobody on this Bucs team is kind of saying, hey, we're the team to beat, or we're gonna be so freaking great because we were great last season. Everybody's like, hey, we're gonna put in the work, and we're still gonna try and get better. And we can't do. I mean, having success from year to year, it's tough. It doesn't just mean, hey, if you bring the same people back that you're guaranteed success. You still have to work for it. So it's been absolutely great hearing, kind of that attitude coming from the Bucs players. We've been hearing it from Tom Brady. Bruce Arians has been saying it, and now we get it here by Chris Godwin on Bucs returning every Super Bowl starter. Quote, familiarity guarantees nothing. Familiarity guarantees nothing. And that's exactly it, folks. Just because you have the same players, I mean, folks, it's hard to have sustained greatness. Just look at Aaron Rodgers, only been to 1 Super Bowl, folks. It's unfortunate, but that's how hard it is to win in this league and win consistently over the course of multiple years. That's why we're so big on Tom Brady, because he did that. That's why we're so big on Bill Belichick, because they've done that. They took a 20-year dynasty and we're winning basically every single year. So you have to give that team and players and coaches credit of that kind of Patriots dynasty, because they've done kind of the unthinkable / impossible, winning over the course of decades, folks. It rarely happens. These are true outliers. Players have 2, 3, 4 years of good, maybe great success, and then that is it, folks. That is it. Russell Wilson has not been back to an NFC Championship game, has not been back to a Super Bowl in the last 3-4 years. So maybe even longer, maybe even 5. So it is hard to maintain this level of greatness, and this Bucs team is not taking anything for granted and knows they have to still put in this work. So let's go to this article right here. All right, what do we get? As a guest writer for NBC Sports Football Morning in America, Tampa Bay receiver Chris Godwin noted that while he's thrilled most of his teammates are back, there is still work to be done. Quote, No one knows what kind of impact that will have when you bring all the players back. But I think it's a really good thing because we felt like we hadn't played our best ball. Even in the Super Bowl, we scored 31 points, but it wasn't a great time. It wasn't a great game for our offense for 4 quarters. We know we can be better, and I think we will be better. Our offseason gives us a really good opportunity to do that, but anybody who comes in saying we're automatically in great position to win again because we brought everyone back, you're lying to yourself. Familiarity guarantees nothing except giving us a good starting point, and that is it right there. Yes, sir. Yes, we have a nice little starting point, maybe a kind of, 5-10 meter head start against kind of the competition just because we are familiar with each other. We do kind of have that timing down on routes. We do kind of know the base playbook, but we still have to change it up. We still have to switch it up. We still have to learn new things and get kind of truly in tune with each other out here. So what an amazing quote here by Chris Godwin. Nobody is taking everything, this kind of, signing everybody back for granted. They still know they have to put in this work. And this kind of last part of this quote right here, but anybody who comes in saying we're automatically in great position to win again because we brought everybody back, we brought everyone back, you're lying to yourselves. And that is exactly that. That's it. That is it. I could say that over and over and over again for the rest of the show, folks. That 1,000% right there. So loving Chris Godwin's attitude, but it's not just Chris Godwin, folks. It's everybody. Everybody's having the same attitude. Nobody's like, we don't even need to play the regular season because we know we're going to win and be in the playoffs and be in the Super Bowl. Nothing is guaranteed in this league, and I want to try to connect this a little bit. I know it's going to be a little bit of a stretch, but there's been really no teams that have brought everybody back to kind of, compare this Bucs team to. But I do kind of want to talk about the Patriots' undefeated season in 2007 and then what they did the following year. So 2007, they go 16-0, get to the Super Bowl, unfortunately lose by 3 points to the Giants. And then in 2008, they go 11-5 and don't even make the playoffs. They don't even make the playoffs. Now, I know the season went a little wonky because the big thing, Tom Brady went down. Unfortunate there. That was like Tom Brady's only injury, and how crazy is that? Once again, we have to respect that man as the greatest of all time because he does not get injured. So I know that's kind of the big disparity between the 2007 and 2008 Patriots, where they went undefeated, 16-0 in 2007. In 2008, they didn't make the playoffs, but most of their starters returned. Their entire offensive lineman was the same. They still had Randy Moss. They still had Wes Welker. They did change running back, but 2007, Kevin Falk, he was barely playing for him, folks. And then they had Sammy Morris in 2008. So still no great running back, but you still had the kind of same line. Everybody was with each other. You still had those great weapons in Randy Moss and Wes Welker. Your defense was kind of the same as well. You had Vince Wilfork. You had Mike Vrabel. Was Teddy Bruschi in 2007 too? Teddy Bruschi back as well. So it's obviously not bringing everybody back, and you were missing Tom Brady, but that continuity was still there. Bill Belichick was still there. Your offensive line was still there. Your big pieces, your big weapons were all still there, and then you don't even make the playoffs. Yes, it was still an impressive run of 11-5, and would have Tom Brady, if he was healthy, would they've been able to go back-to-back 16-0? That's why, it's hard to compare that Bucs team to this Patriots team, but still, nothing is granted. They didn't even make the playoffs, folks. They weren't even able to get into a wild card game, even though they went 16-0 and got to the Super Bowl the season before. So nothing is guaranteed in this league. You have to go and earn it. You need to switch it up. Having maintained success, greatness in this league rarely ever happens. And when it does, man, oh man, it's great, but it rarely ever happens. So Chris Godwin out here, familiarity guarantees nothing. Absolutely love it. We'll see how, they're all working out there, and that's what makes this team dangerous, because they are aware. They are self-aware of kind of their situation, and they are still putting in the same work to try and fix it and to get better and to improve. So this is why the Bucs team can be really dangerous. Not because they've signed everybody, but they know that they cannot quit and get complacent. They know they need to keep getting better and better and better and better. And that's why this Bucs team will be dangerous this year. All right, little kind of non-story here, but we're going to talk about it. The Eagles signed former 49ers quarterback Nick Mullins. Alrighty, obviously nothing great here. This Eagles team just kind of trying to shore up their kind of depth a little bit in the quarterback room. They've only got 3 quarterbacks, so, just kind of get that third. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is going to be the starter. Joe Flacco's the backup, and Nick Mullins is the third string. But when we look at, Joe Flacco and Nick Mullins, I mean, they're not going to be able to contend for the starting job, folks. So this is just getting depth. This is not a big story. This is nothing kind of big that you need to really be concerned with. But Joe Flacco last year, absolutely trash. This man's always been trash. This man is a fraud in this league, and I can't believe the man won a Super Bowl. Just kind of caught lightning in the playoffs, and that happens sometimes. It does happen. But hey, they paid him $100 million after that. So, but Joe Flacco out here last year with the Jets, only playing 4 games, 0-4, absolutely trash there. 55% completion percentage, and this man has never really had any great completion percentage. Like what we're looking for, 62 to 65. He's been to like 64% a couple of times, but it's never translated into wins. His best season was 64.9%, and they went 8-8, and he threw 20 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. So still, once again, not checking every single box we're talking about here. But went 8-8 and nothing great there. So, Joe Flacco, even at his best, is really not that great. And last season, like we said, 55% completion percentage, 800 yards in 4 games, and 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Still not that great. So it is 2-1, but it's low. I mean, anybody can do 6 and 3, right? So Joe Flacco's obviously not going to be contending for the starting job, and Nick Mullins definitely is it. They just want that quarterback depth. Nick Mullins, last year with the 49ers, playing 8 games, went 2-6. Once again, not translating into wins. He did have 64% completion percentage and 2,400 yards, which is pretty solid. You do a 16-game schedule with those 8 games played, we're looking at potentially 4,000 yards, which I can definitely get behind. But the touchdown to interception ratio is god-awful. It's 1-1, 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and that's nothing that we can truly work on. So Nick Mullins is definitely not testing or trying Jalen Hurts for the starting job. Jalen Hurts will be the starting quarterback, but the Eagles are just bringing in that depth. This isn't going to, make Jalen Hurts play any better. I mean, these are 2 scrubs. I mean, how old is Joe Flacco? The man is ready to exit the league. What do we got? 36, folks. Big Ben, Hall of Fame career. He's 38 and looking to get out of this league. So, Joe Flacco is definitely not going to contend for the job. Nick Mullins is definitely not going to contend for the job, but so they're just bringing in the depth. That's all they're doing there in Philadelphia. Nick Sirianni getting the good depth, getting the good backups, Joe Flacco and Nick Mullins. That's Nick Sirianni's kind of impact on this team so far. Nothing great. Once again, the Eagles, the Lions, and who's that other team, the Jags, those 3 teams are absolutely on our bottom of the barrel list here of good NFL teams to root for and look for, but especially the head coaches. But man, oh man, what are these head coaches thinking? Nick Mullins? I'd rather take some homeless man on the street and try to teach him quarterback. Jeez. All right, let's keep moving on here. The Patriots are starting their mandatory mini camps today. And we get Cam Newton. He's expected to handle his full kind of load all week. We kind of talked about him. He had that bone bruise in the OTAs, but he's looking good. He's looking ready to get back out there. And Bill Belichick said, the injury wasn't serious, and now he's back at practice today. We did get our kind of first look at him walking into the practice field. No tape, no brace, no nothing on that kind of injured hand. So he's looking all good out there, and we're back to buying this Patriots team. Let's see how Cam Newton works year 2 with this Patriots team. Get better. We know that we just heard from Josh McDaniels that, he's learning the language better. He's learning the playbook. He's learning just kind of the team better year 2 so far. So we're still kind of big on Cam Newton. Well, we're starting to try to get big on Cam Newton. We are taking it slowly because we were kind of big on him last year going into the season, and he kind of let us down. So we're trying not to have that happen again this year. So we are taking it slowly but surely on him. But so far we are kind of climbing that slowly. He's gonna be ready to rock. So let's Look forward to see what we get this week from Cam Newton. Let's hope with this Patriots offense is getting better and better. They've got some better weapons than they did last year. So let's see if Cam Newton can take advantage and truly try to be that kind of QB1, this A1 tier 1 quarterback that Cam Newton truly needs to be, because they don't have those real big, explosive A1 tier 1 weapons anywhere, wide receiver, tight end, or running back. So Cam Newton's really going to have to do everything he can to be the best he can to elevate these weapons. But, he's looking good for this mandatory minicamp. Hand is not going to bother him. The bone bruise is basically nothing. So we'll see how he's out there looking. And also, I don't have this tweet up. I don't understand why I didn't. I thought I did. But Stephon Gilmore is holding out, folks. He did not show up early to this mandatory minicamp of the Patriots. So that's going to be something to look out for. He wants a bigger contract. He's only getting paid $7 million this year, which he believes is a little low. He's kind of hailed as, this kind of the best cornerback in the league right now, kind of following the same Richard Sherman route. Richard Sherman at the peak of his career in Seattle with that Legion of Boom, and then kind of, once again, not having that, longevity. Richard Sherman, what was it? He was real solid, and we're not undermining anything Richard Sherman did in this league, but was it like 4 years of solid success, 3-4 seasons at the top, and now we can't even find a team anymore? Still hasn't been signed. So, this, maintain of success is hard, folks. That's why Bill Belichick doesn't really sign anybody big. That's why Randy Moss was a Patriot for only 2 years, because Bill Belichick doesn't like to pay these players. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Stephon Gilmore does cornerback for this Patriots team. He is holding out. He did not show up today for the mandatory minicamps. Everybody else is there. He just wants more money. Feels like he's worth more than $7 million a year. And is holding out for that pay. So we'll see if he gets it. But once again, you got to go and you got to kind of earn it and get better. And we didn't really see him be that great last year. Not really that great. Where he won, Defensive Player of the Year. Didn't he win Defensive Player of the Year in 2019? So we'll see what he does this year. But he did not show up day one for the mandatory minicamps. Alrighty, here we go. The last story to talk about here in the NFL. Well, the Madden 22 cover athlete is coming, folks. It's going to be revealed on the 17th. Is that Thursday? That is Thursday. So this Thursday, the new cover athlete of Madden 22 will be revealed. I think I'm going to run a little contest on my Twitter page, so stick around for that. But, who's going to be on it? We get a little clue here. We get a little kind of, how long's this video? 30-second clue? 30-second clue. So let's see what we get here. It's in a barn, and then we get two animal goats emerging from the barn. So a little hint there, and then the other hint we get is that Peyton Hillis, yes, Peyton Hillis, unfortunately probably the most undeserving cover athlete in NFL history, is on the phone saying, yeah, they did it again. So we have two goats. We got Peyton Hillis, a running back, and saying they did it again. So those are all the clues that we have. We're going to make our official guess here, but let's talk this through a little bit. So let's first start with Peyton Hillis. Do I have his stats up? I do, somewhere. Here we go. All right, Peyton Hillis first here. He's a running back. Remember, he had one leap for the Browns, and that really kind of jump-started his career. That was like the only thing he ever did, and that's why he got on the cover of Madden 11 because of his 2010 season, because of a hurdle. He hurdled somebody, and that was enough to get on the cover of Madden, folks. So, if you don't know who Peyton Hillis is, I'm not blaming y'all. He's nothing. He's nothing. He had one good year, 2010, 1,100 yards rushing. He had 400 more yards receiving, so 1,654 yards in total with 13 touchdowns, which is still solid work. Don't get us wrong. I mean, 1,100 yards rushing, 400 yards passing or receiving. I'll take that all day. Don't get us wrong. But, for a cover athlete, and when we look at kind of what was going on in 2010 here, he wasn't even like top 5 rushers, folks. He wasn't even like top 5. So let me get to the 2010 rushing stats up here and see where Peyton Hillis fell. All right, so going back to 2010, we had Michael Turner The leading, oh no, that's team. Hang on. Where are the players at? Oh no, I was right. Yeah, I'm bugging. All right. All right, yeah. All right, we had Michael Turner. Michael Turner was the league rusher here with 1,300 yards. 1,300 rushing yards for Michael Turner. Then number 2 was Steven Jackson with 1,200 yards. Oh, they're not even going in order, so I'm bugging. Well, they had Arian Foster. He had 1,600 yards. Michael Turner had 1,300. We had Steven Jackson with 1,200. We had Rashard Mendenhall at 1,200 yards. We had Chris Johnson at 1,300 yards. We had Ray Rice at 1,200 yards. We had Maurice Jones-Drew at 1,300 yards. We had Adrian Peterson at 1,300 yards. We had Ahmad Bradshaw at 1,200 yards. And they chose Peyton Hillis as the cover athlete the following year out of all those great running backs because this man hurdled somebody. Let me see if I can bring that up because it's a famous image out here. Let me get this. I'm just gonna type Peyton Hillis hurdle into Google. Here it is, folks. This is the picture. This is why he was on the cover, folks. Right here. That's it. One hurdle made him a superstar. 2 hurdles, maybe. But he was hurdling everybody, and that's what made him a superstar, and that's what landed him on the Madden cover athlete of 2011. So that's kind of, you don't have to be the greatest to get on there. So that's our first clue. Running back is on the cover of 2011, and we had Peyton Hillis in that kind of, little tease of who's going to be on this year. So we've got running back and 2 GOATs. Obviously, GOATs associated with greatest of all times. It's the acronym for that. And when have they ever had 2 athletes on the same cover? It only happened once, and it was Madden 10, where they had Troy Polamalu of the Steelers and Larry Fitzgerald of the Cardinals. So still 2 current players. Even though these are GOATs, they're not, we haven't seen, kind of old school players. We did have Barry Sanders on the Lions for Madden 25. Once again, a little weird with the numbering there, 25, and it was really in 2013. So, and that was on the Xbox 360 and PS3. And then for the next gen, they had Adrian Peterson. So once again, Barry Sanders, yes, he's in the Hall of Fame, a past player in the league. So we're going to have 2 athletes on the cover, potential GOATs, and their running backs. So I've kind of been, looking at the comments, and a lot of people are saying Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. And yeah, that kind of makes sense for the GOATs, but we have Peyton Hillis, running back. So I'm going to say it's going to be 2 running backs on the cover, potentially 1 great one right now and 1 GOAT, 1 kind of Hall of Fame, the greatest rusher of all time. And Eric Dickerson, who has the leading single season rushing record at 2,100 yards. So my official guess here for who's going to be on the cover of Madden 22 is going to be Derrick Henry and either Dalvin Cook or Eric Dickerson. So Derrick Henry, they're going to be both running backs in my opinion. Derrick Henry is great right now. Fantastic. He's my favorite running back of all time, even though he's only been like 4 years in this league, getting better. Almost broke the record last year, about 100 yards short. Potential GOAT status right there. And then either Dalvin Cook, because, he was real solid as well, number 2 rusher last season. Or they go with an actual GOAT here and do Eric Dickerson along with kind of Derrick Henry, maybe passing the torch kind of scenario with the 2 great running backs there. So I definitely think these are going to be running backs, which is going to be fantastic. We really don't see that too often on Madden. It's always kind of, the high profile Quarterbacks, I mean, we had Richard Sherman in 2014. That's fantastic. We had OBJ in 2015, Rob Gronkowski 2016, Tom Brady 2017, Antonio Brown 2018, Patrick Mahomes 2019, and then Lamar Jackson just this year in 2020. So I would love to see a running back on the cover. We have Peyton Hillis talking on the phone. That's our first clue. Two GOATs. Now, if they're going to go old school and just put no current player on there, I would think it'd be a little lame and a little weird to do that. So I'm going to go with at least one current player and Derrick Henry, and then that other GOAT they're mentioning here is either going to be Dalvin Cook, maybe it's Saquon Barkley, probably not because of the injury last year, and maybe they go Eric Dickerson because he is kind of the official GOAT, or maybe they go, Emmitt Smith. Maybe they go Emmitt Smith out there. Or not Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders out there. But they already did Barry Sanders, so they're not going to do him again. Maybe they do Adrian Peterson. They could do Adrian Peterson and Derrick Henry, but I definitely think it's going to be two running backs, and I definitely hope one is Derrick Henry. So my official guess is going to be Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook. My official guess. So we'll know more. Well, we'll actually know on Thursday, and we'll see what's up then. All right, let's keep moving on. We're going to talk about some NBA stories here. And the Suns just got done with their second round series here. Sweep of the Nuggets. The MVP got swept. How unfortunate. But we got the numbers for Chris Paul in the series. And man, oh man, can we talk about how great this man is? Holy moly. And I think I'm rooting for the Suns now for the remainder of the season because I would love to see Chris Paul get that first ring. He truly needs it. He's a little kind of, disrespected in the conversation of greatest point guard of all time. Obviously, nobody's going to rival Magic Johnson. The man came in instantly. It was freaking a winner right off the rip. So you got to respect that. But Chris Paul, I mean, I take him over Steve Nash. I take him over Jason Kidd. But obviously, he can't really kind of overthrow Magic Johnson. But Chris Paul in this series, he's shooting 25 points per game on 61% shooting from the field, 58% shooting from the three, 100% from the free throw line, and 41 assists to 5 turnovers in 4 games, folks. How absolutely clutch, how great, and how absolutely magnificent has this man been. A true star on this team, and they've got great players on this team, but Chris Paul is truly facilitating the floor and making it all work. Now we're seeing kind of, everybody's upset because Chris Paul wasn't the MVP. He was 5th in MVP voting, and everyone's like, how is Chris Paul not the MVP? Well, let's all take a little bit of a relax on that. First of all, obviously the playoffs don't have anything to do with the MVP, and he was averaging 15 points and like 8 assists in the regular season, folks. Yes, it's good. That's not MVP level caliber, folks. James Harden was still averaging like 25 and 11 in the regular season before he got injured. So that's why Chris Paul can't be the MVP. I don't understand why everybody's having such a big problem with that. Everybody's hating on Jokic for winning the MVP, but Chris Paul, yes, he's good, but look at everybody on this team, folks. It's Devin Booker. It's Devin Booker on this team, folks. And I'm not taking anything away from Chris Paul. He's been absolutely stunning in this playoff series. Don't get us wrong. But in the regular season, it was solid play by Chris Paul on a kind of star-studded team a little bit. They got DeAndre Ayton down low. That's a top 5 big in this league. They've got, Devin Booker, one of the probably best shooters. Put him in top 3, top 5 shooters in the league currently. And Chris Paul just had to be the floor facilitator, and he was still not averaging double-digit assists while having underwhelming points per game in the regular season. Yes, he's fantastic in the playoffs, but that doesn't have anything to do with the MVP. So Jokic is truly still the MVP in my opinion, and it just gets kind of, I just don't get it how well James Harden was playing on that star-studded Nets team. He was still getting his points and still getting more assists than Chris Paul was before the injury, and it was fantastic. So I can't give Chris Paul the MVP because he wasn't even, if he was averaging like 15 and 15, yes, I'd give him the MVP, but he was not even averaging 9 assists. It was like 8 assists. Can't give him the MVP because of that. But no doubt he's having a great playoffs in this. The series number 2 has been absolutely fantastic. 25 a game, 61% shooting from the field, 41 assists to 5 turnovers. The point God right there, folks. All right, and talking about the MVP here, Jokic ends up getting ejected from the game. It was absolutely clownish that they did this. We're going to look at it in a second, but he gets ejected with 3 minutes and 52 seconds left in the third quarter, and it was only an 8-point game. Phoenix only up by 8, and once he goes down, or once he goes out, I mean, there's no chance that this Nuggets team can win. So Nuggets down 75-83 there against the Suns. 4 minutes left, 3 minutes, 52 seconds left in the third quarter. But let's take a look at the play that got him ejected. They called a double technical on this foul right here. He comes over trying to strip the ball away and ends up kind of hitting. Who is this? Is this Cameron Payne out here? Hits Cameron Payne a little bit in the head, a little bit in the face, a little bit. But this is a big, beefy arm coming over the top. And, this is just a strong play. This is a strong foul. It's a little bit of a foul, but, the intent of the play is to steal the ball. And that's exactly what he did. He got all ball with his hand. It's just unfortunate those kind of beefy forearms, hitting him in the head a little bit, hitting him in the nose. And it's a hit. It is a hit. But no blood, no sweat, no snot falling out. I mean, you don't even know he gets hit if you don't see it from this angle, but it's just truly nonsense that they would eject the MVP, eject somebody in a do or die, win or go home game. And it's just kind of wild that they did that when the intent of the play was to strip the ball, was to steal the ball. Yes, it's a big wind up and it's a big swipe for the ball, but he gets all ball with his hand. He does. It's not like, he hit his arm. He hit Cameron Payne's hand here. No. He just hit the ball, and it's unfortunate. The beef of the forearm swipes the nose, grazes the nose a little bit. And then Cameron Payne falls to the floor, selling it a little bit. Definitely should have been, a hard foul. I don't even know if it's flagrant 1, but they called flagrant 2. That's a double technical, and he gets thrown out of the game. So just hate that the Nuggets season ended like it did, especially for Jokic, because everybody's clowning his MVP year. But man, oh man, how do you call a double technical and throw him out of the game? It's a good hard foul. Jokic's the center, folks. What do you want from this man? Did not beef him up, did not kind of, play big. Can't believe it. A little. It's not even the bone. It's just the extra skin. It's just the extra skin that grazes him. So, absolutely hated the call. Kind of ruined the rest of the game. And, that's going to be how Jokic's MVP season gets remembered. So everybody's going to be talking about it. Everybody's going to be clowning him for it for probably the rest of his career, 20 years down the line, when they're like, why did Jokic win an MVP? They're all going to be bringing up this clip. So it's going to get annoying out there, folks. So be ready for it. Brace yourselves for the Jokic slander. It's already been here, but it's going to just get worse and worse as time moves on, unfortunately. Oh, and then we get this, folks. And then we get this. So, truly unfortunate. Kyrie Irving goes down in game number 4 yesterday against the Bucks. Kind of rolled the ankle. Looked real bad. Don't know if he's going to be able to play for the rest of the year. We'll see. But, I mean, this man likes to talk about karma and, spirituality and kind of, he burns sage in the arena every game. And, he kind of, I'm not saying he had it coming, but if, you want to believe in karma and everything, man, we got something here, folks. So remember in that Celtics series where Kyrie Irving stomped on the logo, Lucky the Leprechaun, after the game, he went to center court and stomped on the logo. But, we know Kyrie Irving, he doesn't understand why he's slandered, but then he goes and does everything opposite. The man is opposite, folks. He will say one thing and then turn around and do another. Oh, I don't deserve all this hate, but then you go and stomp on somebody's logo. And that is a sign of, kind of disrespect in the sports world. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows, hey, outside of game time, if you step on the logo, dance on the logo, Juju Smith-Schuster, we just saw it in football. If you do anything with the logo, we take that as a sign of disrespect. And Celtics players took to Twitter after that and did not like it. And then we had Glenn Davis go to Twitter after Kyrie Irving went down. And this is what he said, folks. That's the same ankle stomp I'm lucky with. Shrugging emoji. So, Kyrie, you reap what you sow, according to you, and it's unfortunate, but this is what happened. You stomp on the logo, and then you twist the same ankle that you did that with. So, Kyrie Irving out here, folks. This is it. He's been preaching this his entire life. Every time he opens his mouth, he says the same thing, and, he does the exact opposite. And maybe if karma's real, we get this. So, it's unfortunate. I don't want to see anybody get injured. I'm all about competition and seeing the best of the best go at it. That's what I want to see. And injuries don't show that. Injuries hold you out of doing that. So, it's truly unfortunate. But you want all the talk, you want all the smoke of saying, I don't do anything that's outrageous. Everybody attacks me for no reason. But then you go stomp on the logo, and karma catches up with you a little bit. So, Kyrie, please spare us all. You're not mightier than thou. You're not holier than thou. You're everybody else. You're just like everybody else. And when you do, unfortunate things could potentially, according to Kyrie, with karma and the burning the sage with the spirituality and kind of, these outside forces that, unfortunately cannot be proven with, technology or science, is just kind of, how the universe works, yin yang, right here, folks. Unfortunate. But Glenn Davis has a little bit of a point. The same ankle stomp on lucky with. That's his words. Unfortunate. Karma. Yin yang. Universe. You do something. There's an equal and opposite reaction. What do y'all want from me? Unfortunate. So, we'll see. We'll see how long he's going to be out. Hopefully it's not serious. It was looking kind of bad. And we'll see how he goes. But exactly what he preaches catches up with him. Unfortunate. All right, and then the last story to go over here, we got the updated odds to win the NBA Finals, folks. How can we make some money knowing everything that we've been seeing in the NBA playoffs so far? Well, the Nets are still the clear favorites to win it. When was this last updated? Was this was 10:52 p.m. yesterday. So this was after Kyrie went down. And the Nets are still favorites at plus 250. So they're either kind of saying Kyrie Irving's injury is not that serious, or James Harden's ready to come back, which we kind of saw as well. Try to give it a go for game number 4. Couldn't really get it there. So the Nets are plus 250 to win it. But I think this is where the best value is. The Suns at plus 350. That's some good value. Bet 100, you win $350. That's fantastic. And this Suns team is looking like the most complete, healthy team in the NBA. The Jazz used to be kind of, the deepest team, but no Mike Conley. We saw Donovan Mitchell kind of get injured in his last game. The Nets, Kyrie Irving just got injured. So this Suns team is deep. They're rocking, they're roaring. I'm going to knock on wood because I don't want to see any more injuries, but this Suns team overall is looking like the best team, and now they would either have to face the Celtics or the Clippers or the Jazz in the Western Conference Finals, and I'm taking the Suns over both those teams, definitely against the Clippers because they can lock up defensively and they have way more scoring players than that Clippers team does, and then that Jazz team, they're kind of getting that injury bug at the worst time. We'll see how good Mike Conley's good to go for the next time, and we'll see if Donovan Mitchell can keep that ankle healthy. So the Suns at plus 350, I think, are absolutely fantastic odds there. You can make some nice money. I'm $200. You win $7, $300. I'm not going to be able to do all that math, but you can do the math. Win 100, you bet 100, you win 350. So just keep extrapolating off of that. Plus, you get your $100 back, which is always great. The Jazz are the third favorites at plus 425. The Bucks at plus 475, which could also be pretty solid as well. Seeing this Kyrie Irving injury, they could potentially beat this Nets team now, and then they would just have to face the 76ers, and that should be a good close series because the 76ers do not have that firepower like the Nets do, so maybe that Bucks team can keep it close overall. So Bucks at plus 475, I think it's pretty solid as well. 76ers at plus 600, I think I like it as well. Joel Embiid has been on his bullshit. He's been absolutely fantastic in this kind of playoff. So, some nice value here. Clippers plus 600. Great. I mean, that's some solid odds. I love the Suns odds. I love the 76ers odds. The Bucks plus 475, solid odds as well. Clippers at plus 750. And then the Hawks at plus 10,000. Can't really see the Hawks winning this one. They're kind of struggling against the 76ers team scoring-wise. They are kind of living and dying by that outside shot, unfortunately, and it has just not been there in this 76ers series. We can see what they do here in Game 4 today, but the Hawks at plus 10,000, I don't think I would go with that. So I'm loving the Suns at plus 350. I think that's the best odds there. Bucks at plus 475 is real solid action as well, and then the 76ers at plus 600. If you're looking for a decent long shot that still has a great opportunity to win this finals, I'm loving that at plus 600. I would stay away from Nets plus 250, and I would stay away from the Jazz plus 425. All right, those were all the stories that we needed to cover for today. So let's head over to the NFC Championship game 2010. We got Bears versus Packers, and we're looking to see if we can give Aaron Rodgers credit for this win. We saw the wild card game, didn't really do anything, almost lost against Michael Vick. Unfortunately, Vick throws an interception in the last minute of the game when they were kind of in the red zone already. I think they were at like the 30-yard line of Green Bay, ready to score, and Michael Vick throws an interception. So we only gave Aaron Rodgers 10 out of 100 credit points for that wild card game. And then in the next step, the divisional round against the Falcons, he had a real good game. We're not going to bash him on that one. We gave him 90 out of 100 credit points. We loved what we saw. He balled out. It was fantastic. The defense was solid as well, but overall, Aaron Rodgers was doing his thing. So now we're at the NFC Championship game, and we know these aren't his best games out here. We know we can't get over that NFC Championship hump anytime besides 2010. So we're going to look at this game. We'll look at the stats, watch the highlights, watch the film, and see how many credit points we can give Aaron Rodgers. On our kind of quest here, does Aaron Rodgers deserve a lot of credit for his one and only Super Bowl run? So let's go here. Here we go. Bears, Packers, NFC Championship game. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. So let's quickly highlight these stats here. Aaron Rodgers, 17 of 30 passing for 244 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Uh-oh, folks. Ruh-roh. Not good. And he was going against Jay Cutler. He ends up getting injured in this game. And then Caleb Haine fills in. He beat Caleb Haine. Congrats. Aaron Rodgers barely beat Caleb Haine. The final score, 21-14. Close game. So, not great here. Let's see what we get rushing the ball. We had James Starks with 74 rushes for a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers took off 39 times for a touchdown, so he didn't throw one, but he did run one. Anybody fumble out here? Trayvon Williams fumbled twice, but didn't lose any. Alrighty. Fantastic. All right, so the stats aren't looking that great for Aaron Rodgers, but let's see what we're getting in game time scenarios. So we're going to watch these scoring drives, these turnover drives, and see what's going on here. So first up is Aaron Rodgers. His first possession, they go down and score a touchdown. That's fantastic. So we can open it up right out of the gate in the film and see how he's looking on his first drive that ends in a touchdown. All righty, so 0-0 game, folks. Let's get the play up. Alrighty, here we go. Very first play of the game, folks. Aaron Rodgers under center. He's just dropping back the pass, letting it fly. There we go. Great strike, 20 yards over the middle of the field. And that's to Greg Jennings. Fantastic. Picks up the first down. Now we're at 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Aaron Rodgers back to Jennings for another big strike. Now across midfield, they are opening up this game, trying to go quickly here and trying to catch this Packers defense on their toes. Packers a minute into the game and already past midfield here. Aaron Rodgers now handing off the ball to James Starks. He's been real solid this entire playoff run. Picks up 5 there, 6 officially. Aaron Rodgers in the shotgun on 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line. Aaron Rodgers buying time, dumps it off to James Starks, and it picks up the first down. Solid play there. Nothing open down the field. Taking the check down, picking up the first, keeping the chains moving. And then here we go once again. Who is it this time? Jeez. Aaron Rodgers throwing a strike down to the 1-yard line. One-on-one. Is that Jordy Nelson? They're got one-on-one coverage on. So fantastic catch there. It's 1st and goal. And Aaron Rodgers just hits him right off the rip. Little play action. And that's wide open. Great throw there. Look at that. Jordy Nelson. Woo. These receivers getting open quickly. And now we got Aaron Rodgers at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal. Let's see how they punch it in. Is this Aaron Rodgers' one rushing touchdown early on in the game? That's kind of Aaron Rodgers, folks, in a nutshell. Getting it done early in the game and then kind of floundering or hoping their defense carries them for the rest of the game. We see that kind of time and time in his career. But they run the ball there on 1st and goal down to the 1-yard line. Now we get 2nd and goal from the half-yard line, folks. Let's see what Aaron Rodgers does. And there it is, the play action fake. And there it is, the run by Aaron Rodgers, faking the run. And Aaron Rodgers, man, it seems like he has all the time in the world, but the man is slow, folks. He barely made that corner, man. Aaron Rodgers, his speed, it seems like he's fast, but he's honestly not that fast. He's honestly not that quick, ever. I mean, this is like the same speed that we're seeing in 2010 till, 2020, when we just saw him potentially able to maybe run, and we have to kind of take that off the table now. In that NFC Championship game against the Bucs when they were in the red zone, we were like, why doesn't he run there? He barely is able to outrun these defenders out here, folks. Jeez, and this is, young Aaron Rodgers. This is prime Aaron Rodgers 2010, and he still hasn't been able to do it. But it's a rushing touchdown. That's a fantastic first drive. I mean, fantastic. I got to give him credit for that one. Great passes, great strikes, going down quickly, hitting giving your big receivers that chance early on in the game, striking, attacking that defense that's kind of lackluster, early on in this game. Not pressing and taking advantage on the single coverage. So first drive was actually excellent. Actually very, very good. But we know they only put up 21 points and they kind of, we got 2 interceptions to talk about. So let's go to this next scoring drive here by the Packers. They go 7-3. Let's see here. We're not going to watch the film here. We're just going to talk about the drive summary. So the Packers' next drive after forcing a 5-and-out by the Bears. The Packers go on a 7-play, 37-yard drive that ends in a punt. What do we got? James Starks, 16-yard run. We got a 10-yard pass by Aaron Rodgers. We got a 1-yard run. We got a 10-yard run. We got a pass incomplete by Aaron Rodgers. Pass incomplete by Aaron Rodgers. Pass incomplete by Aaron Rodgers. 3 straight incompletions on their own 47-yard line by Aaron Rodgers, forcing them to punt. So Aaron Rodgers, once again, gets out to that hot start and then floundering a little later on the very next drive, unfortunately. All right, but then they hold the Bears to a 3-and-out. Once again, the defense coming up big for this Packers team. And let's see what Aaron Rodgers does. He starts out with a 21-yard pass. They go a 2-yard run, a 1-yard run. Then they get sacked, an 8-yard sack, and then they have to punt. So once again, Aaron Rodgers getting sacked. Multiple incompletions on that other drive. Sack here. They have to punt the ball. But, this Bears team, I mean, freaking Jay Cutler has been absolutely trash his entire career. I don't want to hear anything about it. And then, Caleb Haine, I mean, that's nothing. He's literally nothing ever. So, not that hard to beat here. But Aaron Rodgers getting bailed out by the defense a little bit. And then on their 4th drive, they score another touchdown. So let's see how Aaron Rodgers does on this drive. Start of the second quarter here. So let's get this queued up. 14:06. And we'll watch them march down and see what Aaron Rodgers does on drive number 2, or scoring drive number 2. Gotta see something better than we saw on those 2 kind of stalled drives by Aaron Rodgers. Bears punting from the very back of their own end zone. So let's see where they get this ball at. Oh my God, great field position, but he muffs the punt. Absolutely trash. But, I mean, it's still great field position when it's all said and done. They're at the Bears' 45-yard line. So, once again, getting Aaron Rodgers that short field, helping him out a little bit. Packers defense, and I know it's a team game. I understand that, folks. You don't got to tell me. But I got to see, Aaron Rodgers, hailed as the greatest of all time. We got to see something great. So, here we go. First pass, once again, I mean, they're going to call a penalty on something. But once again, I mean, he had that Greg Jennings quickly. They're going to call a false start on the Packers, unfortunately. But these corners are backing off so much that Aaron Rodgers is just hitting them quickly. And you can't do anything because if you're not pressing, he's going to take advantage of that. Unfortunately, it's an false start. So now 1st and 15. They start with a run. James Starks, 3 yards. 2 yards officially. 2nd and 13. Now Aaron Rodgers in the shotgun. Little bit of a dump off there. Check down, dump off. It goes for the 13 yards. Bad tackle for that first defender of the Bears to miss him. But once again, Aaron Rodgers feeling the pressure in the pocket, just dumps it off. Oh my God, oh my God, it just juked out Brian Urlacher. Look at that. Oof, oof. Fantastic. I think that at 54, is that Urlacher? Either way, it's a great play. And then here we go. They go back to James Starks. He picks up 12 yards on the next rushing play. Now in the red zone, just 2 short plays in the red zone already. Aaron Rodgers dropping back to pass, going over the middle of the field. That's a good ball right there. Down inside the 5 to once again, Jordy Nelson. Very well done. And now we're inside the 5-yard line here. They hand off the ball. And it's James Starks. Did he reach? He did. They count it for the touchdown. James Starks getting it in. And that's the touchdown to go up 14-0. So nothing truly great there by Aaron Rodgers. He had 1 good pass. Everything else was the running game. Great field position to start. And then they go up 14-0, and now we're going to start getting some interceptions, folks, and we're going to have to start looking at these. So after that touchdown drive, they go 5 and out. Here we go. This is their next drive. 10-yard run. They go 25-yard pass. Big play by, 25-yard run by Aaron Rodgers. All right, Aaron Rodgers. We got to watch this play. How do you let Aaron Rodgers run 25 yards? We got to watch this. Gotta watch this. Here we go. Let's cue this up. 7 minutes left in the second quarter. 25-yard Aaron Rodgers run? Where they only have like 1 person on defense? Here we go. Packers 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Aaron Rodgers is going to scramble. Oh, hang on. This is James Starks. It's always the play behind what I clicked it on. I don't know why it's doing it this time. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Aaron Rodgers back to pass. And here he goes. Off to the left side. The defense, there was nobody on that left side at all. And Aaron Rodgers is able to run for 25 yards. Wow. Woof. Wow. All right, well, let's watch the rest of this drive then. Everybody, I mean, all the receivers were running to the right. There was no quarterback spy. You're not going to have a QB spy on Aaron Rodgers. Nobody was maintaining that left edge, unfortunately. And Aaron Rodgers running 25 yards. I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for the 25-yard run. All right, let's watch the rest of this drive because it stalls. They have to punt, and they're on the Bears' 45-yard line now. Why does it stall? Let's see. First down, it's a running play to James Starks that goes absolutely nowhere. 2nd and 10. Dropping back to pass. Aaron Rodgers going to Greg Jennings for 9 yards. About a half yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1 officially. Let's see what they do here. Quarterback sneak with Aaron Rodgers. He just showed off the legs. Give it to him. Here we go. 3rd and 1. And the Bears defense comes up absolutely big there, stopping them right at the line of scrimmage for a no-yard gain. And they punt the ball? They do punt the ball. All righty. Interesting. Punting the ball on the Bears' 36-yard line. Unfortunate. Pinning them deep, not letting, Caleb Haine have any momentum. Is Caleb Haine? No, Caleb Haine's not even in at this time. Jay Cutler's still in, but still trash regardless. All right, so they have to punt. The Packers, the Bears go 6 plays, 7 yards, have to punt. Once again, the Packers defense getting it done. And now we get an Aaron Rodgers interception drive. Let's see what we get here, folks. Inside the 2-minute warning of the second quarter. 1:44. Let's see where they're starting. Bears are going to punt. And the Packers start on their own. Once again, solid field goal or solid starting position, their own 36-yard line. 1:44 seconds left, 14-0 game. Let's see what Aaron Rodgers does out here. All right, dropping back the pass, stepping up in the pocket. He wants to take off again. He's feeling good. Yes, sir. Beating Brian Urlacher to the first down yards. Look at Aaron Rodgers, spring chicken out here, running all over the field, running for the touchdown. 25 yards, 10 yards, 2-minute drill. Got it down. Getting out of bounds. All right, here we go. Next pass, and this is a duck, folks. The man just came out and threw a duck. The man is like, hang on. I feel like I can run. Getting inside his head a little bit, and then he throws an absolute duck. He puts that one on himself, all smiles. Well, exactly. When Aaron Rodgers makes a mistake by himself, it's all smiles. It's all, gung-ho. It's all, hunky-dory over here. But, anybody else, gosh forbid, makes a mistake, he's staring daggers at you. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10 off the duck. I want to see this interception, folks. How bad is this interception? We're going to get close to it, folks. We'll see it. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Over the middle of the field. Once again, this Bears defense is sagging off everybody, folks. Everybody. An easy pickup for 9 yards there. They're going to go up-tempo here. Let's see. Aaron Rodgers QB sneak for the first down. Man, oh man, I love it so far. This is the Aaron Rodgers I want to see. Aggressive with the legs. Yes. Fantastic. Picks up the first. Now we get 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Oh, once again, throwing a duck, and it's unfortunate that this got picked off, but going to the kind of, check down route there. And he throws it bad, very low. It bounces off the hand of the receiver there. Can't get the official name, and then it just kind of pops in the hands of the defender. But Aaron Rodgers, taking plays off. We just saw the duck on the other throw. This is a bad throw as well. The receiver having to kind of turn his entire body, reach all the way down to the ground, and then it just pops into the defender's hands. It's an unfortunate interception, but it's not a good throw overall by Aaron Rodgers. And we just saw 2 times on this drive getting a little lackadaisical here. And that's Aaron Rodgers, folks. To a T. We've been seeing it his entire career. We just saw it, earlier this year against, they faced the Bucks, and he got up to like a 14-0 start, and then started throwing picks, and then they get behind and can't win the game. We just saw that this year. Let me go to this. I can pull it up, folks. So he hasn't changed in the last decade, but he still wants to have this kind of diva attitude and hold out? Look in the mirror. Let me see if I can bring this up quickly. Was it early on? I'm going to say week 8. What do we got? I guess I can go to, we said week 8. What do we got? That was the Vikings. All right, I'm going to go week 13 then. Was it week 13? Maybe week 12? See if we can bring this up quickly. What do we got here? No, that was against the Eagles, week 13. All right. Week 12? Week 12? I'll go to the Packers schedule in a second, folks. That was Packers-Bears week 12 as we're watching Packers-Bears. So let's go to, I want to bring this up quickly. I do want to show it because we saw it. All right, let's go to, I can't just bring up well, let's bring up this then. Packers schedule 2020. Then we can get the week, and then we can look. All right, they faced the Bucks when they face them. Am I bugging? Who was it against? I swear it happened, folks. I'm not crazy. Interesting. All right. They got up big. Aaron Rodgers was looking good. And then they kind of beefed it. See, this is the wrong year. This is why. This is wrong. That was the wrong year. This is not looking good here. Not finding this quickly. Let's see if we can bring it up like this then. I just want teams. I want the team schedule from last year. That's all I'm looking for, folks. That's all I'm looking for. All right, here we go. Against the Bucks. They did not face the Bucks last year in the regular season. No, here it is. Yeah, here it is. I'm bugging. Week 6. There it is. All righty. Now we got the week. We can go to week 6 now, and we can bring up the drives. I'm going to show it to y'all right now. I knew they faced the Bucks in the regular season. Here we go. Packers end up losing 38-10, and let's just see how this game started off. Here we go. First drive for the Packers. They score 3. Second drive, they score a touchdown. They're up 10-0. It's 10-0. The Bucks can't do anything. Their first 2 drives are 3 and out in 7 plays and 30 yards for a punt. Then Aaron Rodgers throws a pick 6. Then he throws another interception, and just like that, it's 14-10, and they did not score for the rest of the game. We've seen this by him, folks. We've seen them do this. We've seen him. He doesn't change, folks. He does the same thing. Aaron Rodgers is the same old duck that he was here in 2010. Luckily, he had to face Caleb Haine. To get to the championship game, folks. Come on. Jeez. Throwing ducks out here, man. We see this time and time again. Hot starts, garbage middles, and then he's like, oh, I can do this. I can, come back down 21. I can come back 14 because I'm the greatest of all time. And then when he doesn't, it's everybody else's fault. Jeez. Look, he's a great talent. I'm not saying he's not, but to say he's the greatest of all time and to have this big old attitude and this big God complex that he has, it's wild, folks. It's truly wild. Jeez. How about this? How about Jay Cutler throws a pick after Aaron Rodgers throws a pick? It's unfortunately a little too late for them to do anything, but let's see this Jay Cutler pick, because I'll never pass up an opportunity to shit on Jay Cutler. An article just came out when he went to the Miami Dolphins. He said he didn't even want to be there, that his wife kind of forced him to because she wanted the check. How wild. So we can't even acknowledge Jay Cutler in any conversation of being a good quarterback. The man was the laziest quarterback ever in NFL history, and luckily had a decent career overall. But let's see this interception here. Here we go. Over midfield, 42 seconds left, 2 timeouts, trying to get some points here. And this is what Aaron Rodgers beat to get to the Super Bowl? An underthrown deep ball, one-on-one, getting once again bailed out by the defense, folks? This is your GOAT? Jeez. But that we get another Aaron Rodgers interception here. This drive in the start of the third quarter, once again after halftime. Throwing an interception. Trash. So let's bring up this drive starting at 13:22. And once again, the Bears can't do anything. They have Jay Cutler and Caleb Haine, folks. They benched Jay Cutler for Caleb Haine. That's how bad Jay Cutler is. Caleb Haine they choose over him. Jeez. All right, well, here we go. Aaron Rodgers' second interception drive starting on their own 17-yard line. 14-0 still because the Bears can't do anything. Aaron Rodgers dropping back to pass, going deep. 50-50 ball. Both miss it. Wildly bad. It's a good shot, though. You know, Aaron Rodgers' deep ball is good. I've got no problem with this. A little bit too. Oh, that's almost a pick, though. Actually, in slow-mo, this is almost a pick. Defender one, inside positioning, or outside positioning, absolutely, yeah, inside. Inside positioning, fantastic, and Greg Jennings can never just come over, and it's too much inside. So I'm going to call that a bad ball there. Bad 50-50 ball. Second down, they go to James Starks. 2 yards. Now we got 3rd and 8. Empty backfield here for Aaron Rodgers. Let's see what he can do. Picks up the first. Woo! Woo! A strike over the middle. Jeez Louise. Jordy Nelson wide open there. And a great throw. I mean, that's a strike, folks. That is a strike. And now we get another one. That kind of that kind of seam up the right side between like the midway part of the right hash and the right sideline, that's Aaron Rodgers' bread and butter all game, folks. Literally, that's like the only pass he's been throwing here. And they go to the ground game again, picking up 7, 8, 9 yards here. We got 9 yards officially, 2nd and 1 at the 31 of the Bears. They hand off the ball again. James Starks is swallowed up there for a 1-yard loss. No yard gain officially. 3rd and 1 here. Aaron Rodgers. Let's see what we get. Here we go. Oh, man. Beautiful ball. Flag thrown. A drop by Jones. So that's a beautiful ball. Holy cow. Woo! We got to watch this one more time. Going down the right sideline, one-on-one. The receiver has like a half a step over the defender, and he's trying to bring it in with one hand, but he can't. And what do they call? They call pass interference? They called pass interference on the Bears. So Aaron Rodgers throwing a pick in the red zone at the 8-yard line? Ugh! Here we go. 1st and goal. Ready to go up 21-0, folks. Aaron Rodgers handing off the ball to James Starks. Picks up 2 yards. Here we go. 2nd and goal from the 6. Aaron Rodgers. Play action pass. Back of the end zone. Tough ball there to Donald Driver. We get a replay on this one. I would love to see a replay of slow motion. We don't get one. That's a tough one. But here we go. 3rd and goal. This is where the interception comes finally. Let's see. 3rd and goal from the Bears' 6-yard line, folks. Rodgers dancing in the pocket and throws a pick. Brian Urlacher. Aaron Rodgers chasing him down. Makes the pick 6 saving tackle. But once again, folks, in the red zone, in the clutch, Aaron Rodgers has thrown a pick. And if this Bears team had a competent quarterback, this would have been a 14-7 game after this pick. And who knows what would have happened after that. But, you know, Rodgers lucking out, getting bailed out again because he has to face Caleb Haine, folks. Caleb Haine. Am I getting his name right? It's such a... Caleb Haine. If it's Haine, it's even worse than Haine. Let's look up this man's career stats. See what Caleb Haine was doing his entire career. See, I spelled his name wrong, and Google's trying to correct me. Google's like, who the hell is this man? I cannot believe it. Google doesn't even know this man's name. You can't even bring up his stats, folks. No Pro Football Reference stats on Caleb Haine. Google is trying to get me to correct his name to Caleb Haine. He changed his name? What the heck? What the heck is Google doing out here? Google doesn't even know this man. And you click on the name change, and then it brings up his stats. But anyway, we got him here. Caleb Haine. Caleb Jeffrey Haine. Done nothing his entire career. 2 games in 2009, never started. He threw 7 passes for 42% completion percentage. 2010, 2 games played, 7 attempts, 71% completion percentage. 2011, where he started 4 games, lost them all because Jay Cutler's so trash, and this man's got 3... Aaron Rodgers beat Caleb Haine, who did in 2011... 0-4 starting, 50% completion percentage, and in 4 games threw 3 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, folks. This is who Aaron Rodgers beat out to get to the Super Bowl this year. Absolutely, oh my gosh. I cannot believe it, folks. And Aaron Rodgers wants to have this attitude. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. After that interception, the Bears go 3 and out. The Packers go 6 out. The Bears once again go 3 and out again. Oh my gosh, folks. Oh my gosh. Talk about a bailout of Aaron Rodgers. I cannot believe it. Then the Bears finally score a touchdown. How did they do it? Let's see this the drive chart here. Finally, the Bears making it competitive, 14-7 here. We get an 11-yard run by Caleb Haine, folks. Yes, sir. Or no. It was Matt Forte. It's not even Caleb Haine for the 11 yards. Then we get a 4-yard run by Matt Forte. An 8-yard pass. Yes, sir. Caleb throwing it dimes out there. Then we get a 3-yard run, an 11-yard run. A -3-yard run, and then, we get a big yard play. Yes, sir. 32 yards by Caleb Haine, and then we get a 1-yard run for the touchdown, making it competitive. And then what does Aaron Rodgers do after that? They go 4 and out, folks. What do we get? 15-yard penalty. Aaron Rodgers incomplete. Defensive pass interference, getting bailed out. Why does it say 4 plays, 9 yards? All these penalties. Holy cow. Look at, oh my God. 1-yard run, 14-yard penalty, 5-yard penalty, 15-yard penalty, 6-yard pass, 2-yard run, pass incomplete, and then they have to punt once again. And then the Bears, you're not going to count on them to do anything else. They go 3 and out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, folks. Aaron Rodgers going 3 and out again here, and then to kind of cap off the game, it's Caleb Haine throwing a pick 6, and that gives them their 21 points. So please spare me that Aaron Rodgers is so clutch and so great. He barely beat Caleb Haine in an NFC Championship game, folks. This is absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Let me bring up this last, and then they make it a game. They made it a game, folks. Caleb Haine throws the pick 6 with 6 minutes left. Let's watch this, because this gets so much better. This gets so much better, folks. Here we go. Pick 6. Jay Cutler back in. Who throws the pick 6 here? I want to see it. Which quarterback is it? 14-7. Aaron Rodgers on the sideline moping around. Here we go. Caleb Haine. Oh. B.J. Raji, folks. He had the pick 6 off of Caleb Haine. Can you believe what is going on in this NFC Championship game? And then we get a touchdown pass by Caleb Haine, making it 21-14. And then Aaron Rodgers goes 3 and out. Can't do anything. And then with 3 minutes left, the defense bails him out again. Wow, the defense bails him out again. Let's cue this up. 47 seconds left. It's 4th and 5 at the Packers' 29-yard line to tie up the game, folks. We saw him get bailed out in the 4th quarter at the very end because Michael Vick threw an interception, trying to tie up this game, and Aaron Rodgers can't put away this Bears team. 21-14. Bears. Well, we're going to get another play here, so let's cue up this play. Here we go. They run the ball. It goes nowhere. Now officially 4th and 4, folks. 4th and 4 from the Packers' 29-yard line. 21-14. Bears down 7. We get Caleb Haine out here. Dropping back to pass and throwing a pick, double covered over the middle of the field. And that's game right there. Aaron Rodgers bailed out time and time again in this game. Absolutely wild. He had a first great drive. I'll give him that. But other than that, nothing. Bail out by the defense. Bail out by having to go against Caleb Haine. 10 out of 100 credit points. I've seen enough, folks. I don't even want to see the Super Bowl game. I don't even think he deserves to have this Super Bowl. Wild. Wow. Aaron Rodgers, one and only Super Bowl win and appearance, bailed out every single time. Jeez. Cannot believe it. All right, folks, let's finish out here of what happened yesterday in the NBA. Bucks, Nets. Kyrie Irving goes down in the third quarter, but which is actually kind of strange about this game is the Nets actually won the scoring in the fourth quarter, outscored the Bucks 27-26. So we'll see what happens in game number 5 here, going back to Brooklyn. Bucks tied up 2-2 here. Giannis 34 points, a plus 29 on the floor. He still took 5 threes. You're only going to hit one. He went 1 of 5 from the 3, 5 of 10 from the free throw line. Still, those problems are still there. Chris Middleton, 19 points. PJ Tucker playing great defense, 13 points, 7 rebounds. Off the bench, Bryn Forbes, 10 points, 2 of 6 from the 3. Needs to be a little bit better than that. The Nets, Kevin Durant struggling scoring the ball, 28 points, but on 1 of 8 from the 3, 36% on 25 shots. Nobody else. I mean, Joe Harris struggling here, 8 points on 2 of 6 from the 3. Blake Griffin, 8 points, 5 rebounds. He was a little injured in this game as well, didn't really finish the game. So we'll see what happens here, but the Bucks get the win, 107-96. All right, then we get the Suns and the Nuggets, and the Suns sweep the Nuggets. Unfortunately, like we said, Jokic goes out with the double technical. Jokic, 22 points, 11 rebounds before he exits the game. Michael Porter Jr., 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 8 from the 3. Aaron Gordon, once again, only 8 points. Can't really rely on him. But Will Barton, 25 points, real solid out there. Monte Morris in the starting lineup and not Capazzo. He puts up 19 points and 6 assists. Love that they made that official switch. Unfortunately, Jokic goes out, and it's game over at that time. And then Facundo Capazzo off the bench, 14 points. So a nice switch there, and it made a decent difference. Unfortunately, they still lose. All right, and then the Suns now. Chris Paul, 37.7 assists. The man is absolutely fantastic. Shot 73% on 19 shots. Devin Booker, 34 points, 11 rebounds as well. DeAndre Ayton, 12 points. Jay Crowder, 9 points, 10 rebounds. And then McCall Bridges, 14 points. So Suns get the sweep. They're advancing to the Western Conference Finals, and you love to see it. Chris Paul, let's see if he can get it done. All right, we got 2 games on tonight, folks, so let's see what we get for our moneymaker. Let's get these odds up to date. Let's get these lines up to date, and let's see what we get here. All righty, 76ers and the Hawks, pivotal game 4 here. Hawks down 2-1 in the series. Hawks plus 3, 76ers minus 3. Let's see who's all good to go. Danny Green is out, folks. We saw him exit the game 3 early on, and it kind of made the difference because this man does not score the ball. They can bring another scoring player in here. Who they kind of fill in for him? Furkan Korkmaz, 14 points. Danny Green does not do that. Unfortunate. So this is kind of good that Danny Green is out, honestly. And then Joel Embiid's a game time decision. We're seeing right past it, folks. I mean, the man's looking absolutely fantastic. That kind of so-called injury, little bogus. And then for the Hawks, everybody's going to go, but Cam Reddish is still out. So this Hawks team, we're rooting for them, but man, oh man, they are living and dying by the 3, and people have just been off, folks. We can't rely on Bogdanovich. We can't rely on really anybody. Trae Young, 28 points. That was solid in game number 3, but still not enough to get it done. Who went wild in the 76ers? I mean, we had Ben Simmons going for 18. Seth Curry's been really great this series, honestly. I got to give him credit. And Joel Embiid down low is almost unstoppable. Plus, you bring in Furkan Korkmaz, so 76ers won by 16 in game number 3 here. Hawks a must win. Cannot go down 3-1 heading back to 76ers. We're going to take the Hawks here. I mean, we've seen the Spurs, folks. We've seen them go on runs, and they have been competitive in every game this series. It's just at some point their runs end up dry, and they live and die by those runs. So I'm going to take this Hawks team +3. I'm going to believe in them. We'll see what the 76ers can do. But actually, no Danny Green, I think it's a benefit for this team, honestly, because they can score the ball a little bit more efficiently. You can't have kind of two non-scorers on the team of Ben Simmons. He's a decent scorer, but he has to get in close to the bucket. And Danny Green, he just doesn't take those shots, which please put up those shots. But I'll take the Hawks +3 here. Let's see how they rebound in game number 4. Must win to tie it up 2-2. All right, then we get the Jazz and the Clippers. Jazz +5, Clippers -5, and man, oh man, are the Clippers back, baby? Are they back? We get Mike Conley, a game-time decision. Let's see if we get any concrete information on him. Questionable. So we got questionable and game-time decisions so far for Mike Conley. And then for the Clippers, everybody's going to go. We know Serge Ibaka's out for the rest of the season. But, man, oh, man, that Donovan Mitchell injury, how bad is it? Doesn't seem so bad, but is he going to retweak it? Are they going to double him and pressure him to kind of make him uncomfortable? Having Mike Conley is a must here. But overall, this Clippers team has found out how to lock down this Jazz team. And I'm going to take the Clippers -5. I've been talking about giving this Clippers team a little bit more respect here. And I think we have to start doing it here. Clippers -5. Let's see what they do here in Game 4. A pivotal Game 4 for both these teams. Game 4 at home. Looking to head back on the road for Game 5. Need to tie it up 2-2. So we're going to take the Hawks +3 and the Clippers -5 tonight. Alrighty, folks. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow doing it all over again. And we are seeing Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl, folks. Can he make up for all the garbage performances we saw lead up to that Super Bowl? And we'll see if he truly deserves credit, because so far, out of 300 credit points, he's only got 110. That's not great. So we're back tomorrow, folks, doing it all again. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And we're back tomorrow.